Sometimes celebrities simply have to put sexist interviewers in their place. During her fragrance launch, an interviewer decided to ask Rihanna what she was looking for in a partner, because apparently that's the most relevant question for a fragrance event.
And what are you looking for in the next man?
Pardon?
What are you looking for in a man now to wear this cologne?
I'm not looking for a man. Let's start there.
Jonah Hill has dealt with some seriously out-of-pocket interviewers, with fans pointing out that the same comments about his weight and looks would never be made to an actress.
But are you still considered the fat guy when you go to a party or anything? Are you the fat guy in Hollywood still, or does everybody like look at you and they're like, oh wow, you know, this is great, now you're healthy?
Do you have any other questions that are smart?
And just when you think it couldn't get worse, Jimmy Kimmel decided to comment on how Jonah smells.
First of all, you smell good, which is surprising.
Why is that surprising?
I don't know. I just wouldn't think of a guy who would have a nice scent on, and it
That's
seems
such a, like, I'm gonna really work hard to not take that as a shot. You know what I mean? Like.
Luckily for Jimmy, Jonah was kind enough not to walk out on the interview. After a paparazzi snapped an inappropriate photo of Anne Hathaway while she was getting out of a car, Matt Lauer decided to open their interview in the worst way possible.
Seen a lot of you lately.
Sorry about that.
You were. Let's just get it out of the way. You had a little wardrobe malfunction the other night. What's the lesson learned from something like that, other than that you keep smiling, which you always do?
Matt asked her what the lesson learned there was, as if it was her fault. So instead of being ashamed, she completely obliterated him.
It kind of made me sad on two accounts. One was that I was very sad that we live in an age when someone takes a picture of another person in a vulnerable moment and rather than delete it and do the decent thing, sells it. And I'm sorry that we live in a culture that commodifies sexuality of unwilling participants. So let's get back to Les Mis.
Scarlett Johansson has heard it all when it comes to sexist questions, but this time Samuel L. Jackson couldn't believe what he was hearing.
Well, that's what women do, though, isn't it?
No, I've heard that.
Yeah, there's always a good woman behind a good man.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. Or in front of, on the side.
On the side. Either way, looking gorgeous.
Thank you very much. Well, you know, I can also be used as a sparkly object to distract the spirit. You know?
A Dutch interviewer who probably should be put on a watch list asked a young Britney Spears about her growing body, making everyone in the room incredibly uncomfortable.
There's one subject we didn't discuss. Everyone's talking about it.
What?
Well, your breasts.
My breasts.
You seem to get furious when a talk show host comes up with this subject. What do you think about breast implants, just in general?
I think it's sad that people, think I've done that because that makes them want to go out and do that. But that's not my fault because the press started that.
Britney handled the creepy question with grace, and shortly after, her team ended the interview. For her role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Margaret Qualley's character is in a hippie club. So naturally, Jimmy Kimmel decided to ask her about her feet and her armpit hair.
Your feet are prominently featured in the movie?
They're very prominent, unfortunately.
Oh, you have armpit hair. Is that your real armpit hair, or is it like little wigs there in the inside?
No,
Real
I
armpit.
can really, I guess, grow a lot of
How long did it take you to grow it out?
Definitely not the question she was expecting, after landing a major role in a Tarantino film. Ariana Grande got hit with one of the dumbest interview questions ever during a radio interview.
If you could use makeup or your phone one last time, which one would you pick? Makeup or your phone?
Is this what you think girls have trouble choosing between?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is this men assuming that that's what girls would have to choose between?
Now, this is not a question.
While they didn't double down on the makeup part, they couldn't just let go of the phone question, and it only got worse from there.
Can you really go anywhere without your cell phone?
Yes.
How long can you go without looking at Twitter?
Many hours. Dinner table, I like to be present and talking.
Good quality.
Eye contact.
Ladies learn. Listen and learn, ladies.
Boys learn.
Oh, excuse me.
Come on. Boys and girls, we can all learn.
As Anne Hathaway was doing press for a movie, a trailer for her upcoming role in Batman Dark Knight Rises was released, prompting an interviewer to ask an inappropriate question.
How much weight have you lost to get into this shape right now?
You did not just ask me that
question. No, I'm just saying, you're like...
What a forward young man you are. My goodness. How much weight?
I'm not saying you needed to lose weight.
She didn't seem to mind the question, and made sure to tell the interviewer it was fine. But the same cannot be said about this interviewer that was beating to the same question, but circling around it.
Always in great shape, but you had to make sure you were in perfect shape for this one, didn't you?
It wasn't about being in perfect shape, it was about being able to do the stunts.
What was that suit like? It had to be comfortable to wear, but it looked like it was so form-fitting, was it?
It was form-fitting.
What is the feline fitness regime?
A lot. It's all the boring stuff that no one ever wants to do. It's just watch what you eat and get yourself to the gym.
Any particular workout?
Are you trying to lose weight?
Well,
like, what's the deal, man? You look great.
No.
No, seriously. We have to talk about this. What do you want? Are you trying to fit into a cat suit?
After flipping the conversation on him, he completely moved on from the topic. David Letterman asked Angelina Jolie about her cooking skills, so she got straight to the point.
You don't bake?
I don't bake.
You cook at all?
I'm not a good woman, Dave.
Oh, well, that's not exactly the ultimate test.
For Ninja Turtles, Megan Fox sat for a press interview and didn't expect the scope of questions she'd get.
The fact that there aren't really any superhero films with, superheroines, with female leads. And,
yeah.
I mean, what's your take on that? Do you feel like it's time, it's just a matter of time before we see more of those?
Do you think that I would answer anything but yes to that question? Do you think I would be like, no, it's not time for women to be in movies? Let's take it back 50 years.
Not sure what the interviewer was thinking with this one. Lauren Conrad quickly shut down an uncalled-for sexual question from the host.
What's your favorite position? CEO.
CEO. I like that! Yes!
In one of the most insane comments ever, Amy Schumer was doing press for a movie about her life, and without knowing, the interviewer suggested her character was sleazy.
Not a leg.
Do you have the word skanky in America?
We do have that word.
Yeah, maybe
we shouldn't have What made you think about your mom? Why did she just pop in your mind?
While bringing up the interviewer's mom might have been a low blow, the argument kept spiraling from there.
Okay. No, come on. That's the character of the movie. I'm not trying to offend you. It's how
Whatever
it rolls.
you're trying to do, you are. That's a rude question.
Well, I'm not leaving till we get the car crash moment. I mean, that's what we would love.
Well, then you're going to have to get it from your wife when you go home.
Taylor Swift didn't hold back during an interview with 2 Day Sydney when she called out the double standard in the music industry about how women songwriters are attacked for writing about their partners, while men get a free pass.
I think, frankly, that's a very sexist angle to take. No one says that about Ed Sheeran. No one says it about Bruno Mars. They're all writing songs about their exes, their current girlfriends, their love life, and no one raises a red flag there.
Helen Mirren shut down an interviewer with absolute class after he suggested she couldn't be taken seriously as an actress because of her figure.
Your physical attributes, which people always go on about, hinder you in your pursuit of the ambition of being a successful actress.
A successful and
serious
serious actress, because serious actresses can't have big bosoms. Is that what you mean?
Well, I think that they might sort of detract from the performance, if you know what I mean.
Really? I can't think that can necessarily be true. I mean, what a crummy performance if people are obsessed with the size of your bosom or anything else.
Tom Hardy got hit with a PR nightmare of a question at the Cannes Film Festival for Mad Max, but he shut it down with pure class.
I have 5 sisters, a wife, a daughter, and a mother, so I know what it's like to be outgunned by estrogen. But I just wanted to ask you, as you were reading the script, did you ever think, why are all these women in here? I thought this was supposed to be a man's movie.
No. Not for 1 minute.
Good for you.
That's kind of obvious.
World leaders usually get grilled about policies, not hair care routines. But for New Zealand's Prime Minister, that wasn't the case.
How's the hair doing after the dye? Why are you dyeing it anyway? Is it going grey or something? Why do you need to dye your hair for?
Never. That's not a polite question to ask.
RDJ got a deep philosophical question about Iron Man's character arc. And let's just say Scarlett Johansson's question was a bit of a letdown.
That kind of maturity as a human being. Did you learn anything throughout the 3 movies that you made? And to Scarlett, to get into the shape of Black Widow, did you have anything special to do in terms of the diet? Like you have to eat some...
Her expression said everything. And RDJ caught the disrespect too.
If I've learned anything, it's that people are much more interested in your second question to Scarlett than any answer I
can give. Scarlett, like, how come you get like the really interesting like existential question and I get the like rabbit food question?
But instead of making things awkward, Scarlett took one for the team and played along, answering about her diet.
I don't know. Yes, surely you're training and eat a lot of green things.
Katy Perry and Taylor Swift's feud started when Taylor accused Katy of stealing her backup dancers, which led to Taylor dissing Katy on a song. During an appearance on The James Corden Show, Katy called her out saying she shouldn't divide women artists.
Taylor beef.
clear that
There's a
beef up.
situation. Honestly, it's really like she started it, and it's time for her to finish it. And I tried to talk to her about it, and she wouldn't speak to me. I'm ready for that BS to be done. I think personally that women together, not divided, and like none of this petty.
Say it, sister.
Women together
say it.
will heal the world.
Say it.
But in a surprising twist, they both eventually made peace with each other. For a Vanity Fair magazine shoot, Emma Watson faced criticism from a British radio host, who pointed out a supposed contradiction between her feminist stance and wearing revealing clothes. Some fans also voiced their concerns about the photo shoot, but Emma Watson had a brutal comeback that shut them all down.
Feminism is about equality, and it's about choice. It's about a woman being able to say, I'm going to wear a dress, or I don't want to wear a dress. Feminism is not a stick with which to beat other women with. It's just not.
Okay, there's a lot of debate on this one. During the finals of the US Open, Serena Williams received a warning for receiving coaching during a game, and let's just say she wasn't having it.
I didn't get coaching. I don't cheat. I didn't get coaching. How can you say that? You owe me an apology. You owe me an apology. I have never cheated in my life. I have a daughter and I stand what's right for her, and I've never cheated. And you owe me an apology.
As the match progressed, Serena's frustration with the umpire grew. At one point, she told him he would never work as an umpire again. But then things took a turn when she smashed her racket and received a point penalty, which was her last straw.
Are you kidding me? As I said, you're a thief. Because you stole a point from me. But I'm not a cheater. I told you to apologize to me.
Things escalated even further, and Serena ended up with a game penalty, which handed Naomi the win in the US Open title. Serena claimed the umpire's actions were sexist, arguing that men don't get treated the same way.
But you know how many other men do things that are, I don't think they do much worse than that. Not men, there are men out here that do a lot worse, but because I'm a woman. Because I'm a woman, you're gonna take this away from me? That is not right.
The outcome sparked major controversy, with many tennis players defending Serena, and the WTA even backing her sexism claims. Kate Winslet looked like she wanted to hop back onto the Titanic after this journalist's question.
So one is whether or not you think women are really just looking for a man to come and save them. And secondly, the film is very much about the pain of women having and then being denied children. And I'm wondering whether you think Jason had a particular insight into this and whether or not it's an insight that you yourself share.
Holy is that all for me? Was that all for me? No, seriously, is that actually for me? Or can I not answer it?
The best part was actually watching every woman smirk at your question.
The question was so convoluted, I'm not sure anyone even understood what he was asking. While the question about balancing work and family isn't inherently wrong, it tends to be aimed at women the most.
I mean every single one, and this is true of the red carpet here tonight, Elle, asked me, how do you balance work and family? But as for a work-life balance, he said that no one asked him about it that day. As a matter of fact, no one had ever asked them about it. Not once. And we do share the same family. Isn't it kind of time to change that conversation?
In the most patronizing interview of all time, an elitist interviewer's sole objective seemed to be putting Dolly Parton down because of her humble beginnings and lack of a formal education.
Where I come from, would I have called you a hillbilly?
If you had of, it would have been something very natural, but I would have probably kicked your shins or something. No, actually.
But when I think of hillbillies, am I thinking of your kind of people?
I think you probably are. The people that grew up where I was were the ones that you would consider the little Abner people, but we were very proud people. People with a lot of class. It was country class, but it was a great deal of class. And
the interviewer then went on to tell her there's no need to dress over the top.
You don't have to look like this. You're very beautiful. You don't have to wear the blonde wigs. You don't have to wear the extreme clothes, right?
No, it's certainly a choice. I don't like to be like everybody else. I've often made this statement that I would never stoop so low as to be fashionable. That's the easiest thing in the world to do.
Then the interviewer tried to get a gotcha moment, implying she was a joke only for Dolly to reveal her genius.
But do you ever feel that you're a joke, that people make fun of you?
Oh, I know they make fun of me. But actually, all these years, the people, has thought the joke was on me, but it's actually been on the public. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I can change it at any time.
Dolly Parton displayed a masterclass on how to handle passive-aggressive attacks. Andy Murray called out a reporter who was overlooking the accomplishments of his female colleagues.
Andy, Sam is the first U.S. player to reach a major semifinal since 2009. How would you describe Beg your pardon?
Male player, right?
Yes, first male player. That's for sure.
The Mad Max directors were all about practical effects, using real vehicles and explosions instead of relying on CGI, which parlayed to one host from asking a totally offbeat sexist question.
Oh, CGI, you know, really driving the trucks. Did that help you to build the role, build the character? 'Cause you're very powerful. You know, you've got this rage within you. Where did it come from?
Surprise, women have that. I'm not the only one.